What's up, guys? Thank you so much for getting locked in with us. We're on the road, Dave. This is a special road edition.
Road trip.
Roadhouse. But no, guys, so there's been so much speculation, debate, conversation about top 10 NBA players right now, especially going with the playoffs, who's been having the best performances. So Dave and I are on the road, and we're talking about, well, who's your top 10? And he's like, well, who's your top 10? So we're like, oh, wait, hold on. We're going to Pensacola. We're supporting Anderson, Superman, Hutchinson, Pete White Boxing and MMA Gym. He fights on Island Fights, and Dean Toole's promoting it. And we're going there to support him and be there for him, meeting with Team Fake Gear and those wonderful people. And we're like, wait, we have the podcast equipment. We're debating our top 10. Let's put some mics in front of our face.
You couldn't have said that any better. That's exactly what happened. So we're excited. It is top 10 time. It's not top 10 going forward, so it's not about youth. It's not top 10 of what they've done in their career. It's right now, guys. Top 10 players right now. If the league starts and you had a game to play this weekend, who's your top 10? Who do you want on your team, right? Is that?
I love it, but
okay.
Remember what you said.
Ooh. Okay.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now. All right, so here we go. You might want me to start first, Dave, with number 10?
Age before beauty.
That means you would go, wouldn't it? You're a little older than me, Dave.
I was giving you the age because you're younger, but...
different ways to look at it. I like it. Top 10. Look at all these analogies.
Tomato.
Puns. Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
My number 10 best ball handler of all time. He's clutch.
Okay.
He's a champion. He's Kyrie Irving.
Ooh, okay.
My number 10. He's questionable. Injuries is questionable. Has a track record of that. Hasn't really proven a lot without LeBron. But listen, a lot of guys aren't NBA champions on their own yet. But as far as best player right now, Kyrie Irving has exceptional skills that elevate him and catapult him above others. He's, like I just said, arguably the greatest ball handler of all time, which obviously means he's the best in today's game. He can shoot. He's clutch. He's just a phenomenal player offensively. Defensively, definitely debatable, but my number 10, Kyrie Irving.
Max, I love that pick. I love Kyrie Irving. Our first live event ever, I had the Kyrie Irving shirt on that he hit over Steph Curry. My favorite shot ever. He won the NBA championship for the Cavs, down 3-1. Great pick. I love it. And when Max and I were going over our list, or just kind of talking back and forth, we talked about it, guys. 10 and 9 are the two hardest. It's the ones that are interchangeable. Kyrie Irving, could it be Clay, Jimmy Butler, could it be Chris Paul? So many guys could be number 10. Paul George, there's so many, right? But that's a good pick. But I think my 10 is better than yours, Max.
Oh, boy.
You ready?
What is your number 10?
My number 10, same position as you, Max, but we're going right now. This man took his team to the Western Conference playoffs. I'm talking about Damian Lillard.
Whoa.
Dame. He was on the first All-NBA team. He is, for 3, 4, 5 years in a row, he's that 27-6 guy. And you don't think about Portland being a great team, but, guys, they were the 3 seed in the West.
Yeah.
He wins a lot. C.J. McCollum is a good player, but he's never been an all-star. I give Damian Lillard a lot of credit. He is the solo all-star on the Blazers. 3 straight years to the postseason. Number 3 seed. The playoffs didn't go great for him, but you cannot give... you can't take away his skill, his three-point shooting ability. Everyone talks about how far Steph shoots. Dame can shoot it as far as Steph. His range is unbelievable. My number 10, Damian Lillard.
Dave, so first off, I'm not sure who you have on your list. Obviously, everything is off script. I'm pretty sure anyone listening knows if you're a new listener, we go off script all the time. So I don't know Dave's list. He doesn't know my list. So I love that pick depending on who you have him after.
Okay.
But that being said, he does fly under the radar, and for some reason, I don't know if it's a personal issue he has with Steph Curry, but ever since Steph Curry got the credit for shooting deep, I feel like it was his goal to shoot deeper than Steph Curry, and he shoots from the logo almost every game. He at least has one attempt from the logo, and usually hits it too, so that makes it better. But great pick, offensive superstar. The future could be interesting for him if they get like a DeAndre Jordan or another free agent. That could certainly boost him up the list with the talent. Just needs a little more winning. But here we go. My number 9 best player in the world right now for the NBA, Chris Paul. And this is really interesting because we've been debating about Chris Paul for some time now. but I've never argued how great he is, obviously in today's game. All time, it can get kind of picky here and there, but as of right now, guys, you can make the argument the Rockets would have beaten the Warriors, and that's because of Chris Paul. With James Harden leading them, they're great, but they're a great, phenomenal team when they have Chris Paul. They turn from great to phenomenal. In case you didn't know, phenomenal is better than great. So they are awesome. He brings that defensive presence. In today's NBA, it's all about shooting threes and offense. He's one of the rare point guards who actually play great defense. So he plays great defense, probably the second to top 3 smartest players in the league. One is LeBron James. His basketball IQ is off the charts. Great defensively, great ball handler. Dave, you laid this fact. You said Chris Paul, wherever he's gone to those 3 teams, have the winningest record in franchise history. So, yes, he knows how to win basketball games. He knows how to win ball games. So smart, winner, great ball handler, and his one critique is great mid-range jumper, not the best three-point shooter. This year, under D'Antoni's offense, this is probably one of his best shooting career seasons ever for the made threes and Western Conference Finals, and it proves how valuable he was. Number 9 for the way he controls the game, Chris Paul.
Wow. And when I can say this, I cannot agree anymore because my number 9 is Chris Paul.
Nice. Off script, by the way.
100% off script, and like I said, my number, I'm going to say right now, my 11A, my 10B, whatever you want to say, was Klay Thompson. I'm such a pro Klay Thompson guy. I love him. I wanted to get him on my list. But Dame, I thought he deserved the credit. Number 10. 9 is Chris Paul again. Everything you just said, I'm just going to pile on it. He's a winner, guys. Wherever he goes, they win games. And points and statistics are great. And it is a part of the process of becoming a great basketball player, a great football player, anything in life. If you're good at your job, yeah, you make lots of money, hopefully, right? But there's other things. There's, a process of, Chris Paul sets good picks that no one sees. He helps the 9th guy off the bench and staying late and practice and helping them get better. There's so many things in life that he doesn't see. If you make money, maybe you save money well, or you don't spend it on a Friday night, whatever the case may be. My analogy is Chris Paul does so many little things that people don't see on the basketball court that makes him great to me. Chris Paul is my number 9 best basketball player in the world.
We agree. Number 8 best basketball player in the world, the Greek Freak. Giannis, here we go, Antetokounmpo.
Nailed it.
Nice. So the Greek Freak, if you haven't seen him yet, he jumps out on the screen. So you probably have seen him before. He is probably the most athletic player in the league. You can make that debate. 6'11", jumps out the gym. His wings go from Florida to Georgia. Like his wingspan, it's just ridiculous, the God-gifted talent that he has physically. But the critique on him is his shot, his just fundamentals of the game, and it's improving. He has better stats than ever. He led his team in every single statistical category for the Bucks. He's been scoring. He's been ball handling. He's been playing great defense. The knock on him is the playoffs. So that's where he can improve and jump up on the list. But as far as the sky's the limit, the sky is truly the limit. Greek Freak number 8.
Wow. Guys, we don't lie to you. We're straight up honest to you. We are off script. He doesn't know my list. I don't know his. My number 8 player is the Greek Freak.
Wow.
I swear to you, on point. This is incredible.
Do you want to alternate next time, so just in case?
Gee whiz, this is awesome. But, okay, so I'm not going to pile on the Greek Freak. And all the things you said about it, totally agree. So, hey, we're off script. I'm going to bring out a question, a hypothetical to you, Max.
Okay.
You had number 10, different guy, but I had Dame. You had
Kyrie.
Number 9, we both had Chris Paul. 8, Greek Freak. Maybe a couple guys, 7, 6. We won't get into it. My question is, at the number 8 spot, Greek Freak, to me, I think he does have the potential of being number 1. He might be the guy on this list. Whoever we have at number 4 or 5, to me, they can't be the best player in the world. And right now they're better than the Greek Freak, but the Greek Freak's potential is a number 1 best player in the world, MVP, NBA championship caliber player. We talked about the shot. Practice makes perfect. If he gets that shot little by little 3 years from now, if he's hitting threes in the corner, the Greek Freak and the Milwaukee Bucks could be called champions. So do you agree that I think he has the potential of being number 1?
No. And this is rarely said about the Greek Freak. Physically has the potential to be number one. Anthony Davis also has the potential to be number one. Physically, Karl Anthony Towns has the potential to go number one. There's multiple people who physically have the potential to go number one. But what makes it different is your basketball IQ, your basketball knowledge, and how you affect the game on a different scale, on a different level. I don't think and of course he'll grow and he'll learn. I don't think he affects basketball on a different level. I think he'll put up great statistics throughout his career. He may arguably be top 3, top 5, top maybe 2, but I don't think he'll be number 1 ever in this league because I believe Ben Simmons will take that throne. But on top of that, I think he'll be one of those guys who's going to be probably an all-time great. I don't think he'll ever be number 1 because of the knowledge of the game.
Okay. Hey, we disagree. I think he does have the potential of being number 1, but hey, we are agreeing so much on the podcast, so
yeah,
this is good. This is good. All right, let's roll to number 7, Max. Who do you got?
Now, do you want to go for number 7 or do you want me to go number 7?
Oh, I can hit number 7 if you want.
Yeah,
I'll
go number 7, just in case we have the same one. It's not like you're copying me. This time I'll copy you.
No problem. My number 7, this is maybe the most controversial one. Because
yep, it's the same one.
Kawhi Leonard?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Okay. Go.
Cool.
I'm sorry. Keep going.
Okay. Kawhi Leonard. I have Kawhi at this spot. Last year, I think he's a top 4, top 5 player in the world. Two-way, took his team into the Western Conference Finals, got hurt with Dirty Zaza. He's a great player. NBA Finals MVP, already an NBA champion. So Kawhi, I think he's a great player. I give him tons of credit. He only played around 10 games this year, guys. The Spurs, he didn't play in the playoff run. It's a tricky spot. I don't know where he's going to end up physically or mentally next year or even what team he's going to be on. There's definitely a lot of trade talks around him. And how Boston elevates Brad Stevens and Boston elevates Jay Crowder, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, all these players. I do believe Greg Popovich does elevate Kawhi Leonard. So my point is, if he stays in San Antonio, gets back on his track, back on his career, he will be a top 5, top 3 player next year. I do agree. But if he goes to a mediocre team in the East, call a spade, a Knicks, a Orlando Magic, if they trade or something of that nature. My point is, if he goes to a Pistons, I don't think Kawhi will be a top 5 player. I just don't think they'll win enough, and I think the coaching will lack there in Detroit. And I think Kawhi needs a little boost in coaching. That's just my 2 cents. But my number 7, Kawhi Leonard.
Made some legitimate points.
Thanks, man.
He's on my list, but not yet. Woo! My number 7, best player in the world, Russell Westbrook. Now,
great player.
Guys, I can go probably for hours about my critiques on Russell Westbrook, so if you want to hear them, download and subscribe the Locked In Sports Podcast on any podcast network, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, all of them, to go more in depth with that. Leave a comment, by the way, if you hate me or if you like me, if you disagree, agree. But anyway, that being said, the synopsis, quick summary of what's going on with Russell Westbrook is, I think he got exposed this year. I think he actually got exposed last year, but now it's really brought to light with everyone this year. He's hard to play with. I don't think he elevates others, and I think he lacks self-awareness. Talk about God-gifted ability. I don't think anyone plays harder than him, and I don't think anyone is truly more athletic than he is pound for pound. But I think that actually hinders him a tad because he never knows when to take off your foot off the gas. So you have to pace yourself a little bit, especially when you're that valuable for your team. The team relies on you, and I don't think he does that. And he exerts all his energy into the wrong things. Guarding Ricky Rubio full court is not what you should be expending your energy on. You should be focusing on team defense and focus that energy on how to help Paul George. And that being said, taking 80 shots in 2 games, terrible field goal percentage, turning the ball over, worst 3-point shot percentage for those who qualify is why he's not higher than what most people do. But the reasons why he is in the top 10 is because of all those things I did say as far as his crazy athletic ability, averaged a triple-double for 2 seasons. He passes to get assists, so he gets great statistics. He averaged like 30 points last year. He can score the ball. He's ferocious. And although it can hinder him, it's also a positive 70% of the time as far as he works harder and hustles more than anybody. So I give him number 7.
My number 6, Russell Westbrook.
My number 6, Kawhi Leonard.
Wow. Did we just become best friends?
Yeah, we reversed it. So go ahead.
Well, yeah. Russell, I had Russell above Kawhi just because of he played this year and averaged a triple-double for the second consecutive year. It's amazing, guys. He did it last year and won the MVP because he averaged a triple-double, and he did it again this year. I know he didn't get a lot of love. I know, the people got tired on the triple-double, but it's incredible. Guys like LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan never averaged a triple-double. It's not the be-all, end-all. If it was, he would be number one, right? But I have him at number 6. The motor that you said, Max, I applaud to this day. I would always rather try to pull people back than to push people in. So, number 6, Russell Westbrook.
And like I said, number 6, Kawhi Leonard. It hindered him because a lot of people think he's a top 3, top 5 player in the world. But he practically missed all of this season. He's questionable whether he returns. So there's a big question mark around him. That's why I don't have him higher. But as far as the two-way player, when healthy, he's the best two-way player in the game. He plays tremendous defense, and I love seeing that, especially in today's game. And he can shoot the 3 ball. Finals MVP, number 6, Kawhi Leonard.
Okay, here we go. We're going into the top 5.
Oh, boy.
Here we go. And before we hit the top 5, guys, like I said, we are road tripping. So we are all in with our car. So if you need any car problems or solutions, go to Pep-Boys in Daytona Beach, Florida. 2250 West International Speedway, right across from the racetrack. Go in, see our guy Richie. He's always at the desk. He will handle all your car needs. Brakes, air conditioning, tires, wax, whatever you need, guys. Go see Richie. Tell him the Locked In Boys sent you. And thank you.
Oh, and when your car goes, he'll get that to work. Don't worry. Anyway, Richie, Pep-Boys, check them out.
Awesome. Here we go. Number 5, Anthony Davis.
Nice.
The best big in the NBA. He finally took his team to the postseason and won a playoff series this year. But his individual talent is unmatched. 7 foot, 6'11", 7'5", 7'6" wingspan. Can dunk, can dominate the post, rebound, and block any shot. But what he tweaked to his game, taking it to the next level. The kid can shoot a 3. The pick and roll and pop to Anthony Davis's game is unmatched. It's unbelievable. It's astonishing. So Anthony Davis, number 5. I think he has a shot to move in next year to the 4th or the 3 spot. The Pelicans need to win playoff series next year to make that happen.
Okay. My number 5, James Harden. And he was actually higher on my list. And you'd say, Max, he was in the Western Conference Finals. Game 7 against the Golden State Warriors. Shouldn't he even catapult higher, at least stay the same? He actually went down, Dave. And here's why. When he doesn't get the things he wants, he's a different player. And what astonished me, I'm inspired by you. I love that word, astonish. So what astonished me is, they're like, he played great defense, though. Okay, so let's break that down real quick. Yeah, that's a great thing he played defense. That means you have the potential to be a great defender, and you choose not to be a great defender. So that means you can flip that switch. That means you can put effort and lead your guys into a different position moving forward. Inspire them with your defense. You're the leader of the team. Inspire them with your defense. Lead. Be a leader. So that means he doesn't play defense, and that's a choice. Not that he can't. It's a choice. And for that being said, to be the top 5 player in the world, you have to at least show effort. I'm not saying you have to be an elite defender because a lot of people don't play defense today, but effort. And I think he lacks effort as that perspective. Obviously, a lot of pluses on the offensive end. He's just arguably the hardest person to guard in the league. Handle, step back, shoot, finish at the rim. But another critique I have on why he's not higher, and I'm not trying to be negative here, but a lot of people would wonder why he's not higher, and these are my reasons, is because I think he is too reliant on the jump shot at times. I think he chooses poor shots. I think he can be a little smarter and attack the rim. I think he lacks a little self-awareness like Russell Westbrook. That's my critique on why he's not higher. But all that being said, he's a great player, Dave. He's top 5. Fear the beard. You can't not like the step back. What he did, just tremendous. He's top 5.
For a minute and 41 seconds, you squashed on him. Then he's like, he's the 5th greatest player in the world.
I know. So, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean towards him, but I have to be a little harsh because you're wondering, well, a lot of people have him top 3. Some even top 2. Oh, please don't say 1. If you say 1, I'm sorry. There's no help for you. But
if you say 1, unsubscribe to the podcast. Do not download. Go back to wherever you come from, okay?
But as far as that, yeah, everyone's a great player on this list. I may critique them, may come off a little harsh, but at the end of the day, they're the best basketball players in the world. So James Harden, number 5.
Okay. My number 4, I think we might do the Russell Kawhi thing right here. My number 4, guys, is James Harden. And my word for him is majestic. How he scores and how he gets to the paint is majestic. It's not he's not overly athletic like a Russell or an Anthony Davis. He doesn't have the handles of a Kyrie Irving or a Steph Curry. So how he does it is majestic. He slides in there and he wiggles in there, and how he places his bodies. He attracts a lot of foul calls. He gets to the foul line. A great three-point shooter. I don't think he's good. I think he's great because I think he creates his three-point shot off the dribble with that step back. He's not like a Clay who runs around picks and gets open like a Kyle Korver and gets set up for threes. He creates his own three shot. So
great point.
James Harden, I think he will be the MVP this year. He had 65 wins, Houston Rockets, went to the Western Conference Finals, Game 7 against the greatest team alive today, maybe a dynasty button in Golden State. James Harden, the 4th greatest player in the world.
Nice. Yeah, we are doing what you said. Number 4, Anthony Davis. You kind of hit on everything, but the one thing I'll say is the fact that I have him higher than James Harden is just on the defensive end. I think the higher you get, the more levels you have to have. You already hit on it. And now one thing that you forgot to kind of touch on, he can handle. He played point guard in high school, and he brings up the ball every once in a while, and he can create a move off the dribble. He could shoot off the dribble, and you don't see a lot of bigs shooting off the dribble. They may score spotting up off a pick and pop or in the post, but he could dribble and create a jump shot. But all that being said, I have him above James Harden because of the defensive end. I think he can get Defensive Player of the Year almost every year, the way he affects the shots, the way he protects the paint, and he can move his feet. He's a mobile big where he can guard guards on the perimeter, at least the forwards position. He's not a liability like a lot of bigs are when you go against the Hamptons 5 with Golden State. He's not a liability defensively. So that being said, Anthony Davis, number 4. Now we're here, top 3, Dave.
The top 3.
Top 3 in anything is hard.
I know.
It's
really
hard.
is.
Movies, actors. We disagree about actors, but sports, movies, anything. Fighters. Here we go. Top 3.
Top 3. It's no secret. 2 of these top 3 guys are on the same team. And which way do you have them? I have them this way. The 3rd best player in the world is Kevin Durant.
Whoa.
Kevin Durant, the best scorer maybe left on my list. Pure scorer. He can shoot, drive, dunk, dribble, mid-range game, three-point game, in the post, fast break. He can score in more ways than any player alive. Love him. Defensive-wise, everyone thinks he's picked up as D. He has. But he's still not, to me, an elite, great defender. He's getting more blocks, but sometimes it's people that lead the league in steals and blocks aren't great individually defender. That's kind of like a help defensive.
Call.
Yeah, it's like he's leaving people open to get a block, but then he leaves them for 2 other plays, and then his guy hits a 3. So, but he's the 3rd best player in the world. I'm not trying to be so negative on him. He's an unbelievable talent. He's won an NBA championship with Golden State. He was the NBA Finals MVP last year. Deservingly, I thought he was the MVP. Kevin Durant, 3rd best player in the world. And you know what I think Kevin Durant needs to add to his game, Max?
What is that?
Fit meals. I think he needs to add 8 to 10 more pounds of gain weight. And how he does it, Kevin, listen to me, buddy. Just call 844-FIT-4U. If you call 844-FIT-4U, you can add 8 to 10 more pounds to your game, meet up a little bit. You can actually guard LeBron in the post.
Okay, so we're doing rankings. That's probably the number 1 ranked transition in podcast history, Dave.
Thank you, sir.
Number 1.
Thank you. I'm here all day. Literally, I'm next to you all day.
Anyway, we're on the road. We can heat it up. You can stop by somewhere, heat it up. Fit Meals is convenient. It's fast. You touched on it. It's everything. You need Fit Meals, lose weight, gain weight. Kevin Durant's going to need it. His team may probably going to win in the finals, but he won't be able to guard LeBron in the post. Fit Meals will help you, Kevin. Here we go. My number 3, Steph Curry. He's the most valuable player on the Warriors, but not the best player. I think Kevin Durant's a better player than he is. But Steph Curry revolutionized the game. I don't think it's a secret. The three-point shot. He's the greatest shooter of all time. Handler, I think we talked about this on our past podcast, so you can check it out on Apple Podcast. Steph Curry can go down as the second greatest point guard of all time.
He can.
He has 2 rings. He's probably about to get 3 rings. He has 2 MVPs, first unanimous MVP. Number 3, guys. You could say, oh, well, he's not a good defender either. Debatable. I mean, not debatable. I see your side. He probably isn't the best defender. He's below average, but there's effort. That kind of is my word of the podcast is effort. It's not like he doesn't try. He's limited. He's 6'3", probably 195 pounds. There's only so much you can do, but he has effort, and what he brings to the team, the movement, the leadership, the self-awareness, and his pros on the offensive end just completely outweigh the defensive end liability. So there you go, number 3, Steph Curry.
I love it. You know how much I love it? Number 2, Steph Curry. The most explosive, electric scorer in the world in NBA history. Can score 11 points in a minute and a half like he did against Houston. Kevin Durant is a great player. Clay is amazing. Draymond might be the heart and soul of the Warriors. But, guys, Steph Curry is the engine to the Golden State Warriors of this dynasty. He was there first. He was the one to have the upswing in his game, to take his game to the next level. Shoots threes, scores the ball, passes the ball, team defense, sets the fast break up, sets his teammates up, averages around 6 to 7 assists. Not a lot of people know that. Everyone thinks he's just a shooter. The guy can get assists. He can drop dimes like the best of them. My number 2 best player in the world is Steph Curry. And this finals, LeBron James has the most to win. If he wins the championship, we will have maybe another podcast about it. LeBron probably goes down as the GOAT if Cavs win.
Not maybe. We will have another podcast about it. Anyway, keep going.
There you go. Secondly, the second most the player has to win on this finals to me is Steph Curry. I think Clay and Draymond is who they are. It's just more championships could help them into Hall of Fame status. Durant, how he came over here, and of course it helps him as well. It doesn't. But Steph Curry needs to win this championship to become the second best point guard ever. And not that. He needs to show up big in the finals, maybe even an NBA Finals MVP for performance. He doesn't have one. Iggy won the first one. Durant won the second one. Curry needs this finals. He needs to average 34, 33 points a game, step up, shoot 60% from the three-point line, become the NBA Finals MVP.
Wow. To add to all of that, my number 2, Kevin Durant, kind of does everything Steph Curry does, but 7 feet tall and a little better defensively. But no question here, Steph Curry is definitely the engine of the Golden State Warriors. Most valuable player for the Warriors. Number 2, Kevin Durant. And Dave, pretty sure we have the same number 1. I think he is number 1 on the GOAT list. But let's just stick to regular season right now.
Right now, I totally agree, guys. Kyle Korver.
All right, guys. Have a great day. No, LeBron James.
LeBron James, guys. The absolute best player, maybe his top 3 season ever. His 15th year in the league. Handles the ball, shoots the ball, rebounds the ball, shooting better three-point percentage. His efficient is just off the charts. James Harden might score more points, but he shoots 10% less than him. So if LeBron shot as many shots as Harden, he would blow James Harden's scoring average per the season. LeBron James, the absolute greatest player in the world, took a mediocre, and I'm being friendly here, guys, a mediocre Cleveland Cavs team to the NBA championship, his 8th straight NBA Finals appearance. The best player in the world, LeBron James.
I thought about 10 to 20 different words you could have used, and mediocre was the nicest one. So that was a good compliment. Yeah, guys, number 1, LeBron James. No secret here. What he's doing is absolutely amazing. But, Dave, can I jump into my locked in? Can I do that?
Yes, sir.
So my locked in for this episode is I think Steph Curry can move to the number 2 position. If James Harden beats the Warriors, he can move up the list. If Anthony Davis wins multiple playoff series, he can move up the list. We talked about the Greek Freak. I think Kyrie can. I think everybody can move up this list. Obviously, LeBron's already number 1. He does not count. Besides Kevin Durant, I don't think he can move up this list. I think he can only go back. I think if he wins multiple MVPs, I think if he wins championships, he still won't be a better player than LeBron. And even so, people will always know he didn't win it by himself and he went to the Golden State Warriors. So a championship is great, but it feels like half a championship every time he wins.
Wow.
So that being said, I think Kevin Durant will only be moving backward.
That's a great locked in, Max. I'm going locked in a different way. It was probably the best conversation we had about this top 10 and then the whole debate was around 10, 9, and 8, guys, especially 10 and 9.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson, Jimmy Butlers, Paul George, Chris Paul, John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins. There's a lot of players that can be put in the 10 spot. I had Damian Lillard. But here's my locked in for you. In the future, next year when we do this top 10 again, I think we're going in a different direction. I love the youth. Next year's top 10 will have multiple new young players like Ben Simmons, like a Joel Embiid, maybe Donovan Mitchell, and maybe the last is Jason Tatum. Those are the 4 guys to me that are on the rise. They can be in the top 10. Ben Simmons can be in the top 5 next year if he continues his upward swing. So my locked in is check out next year's list. A lot of youth will be injected into the top 10.
Wow. That's phenomenal call. You are on point today, Dave. You brought the heat.
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. I'm throwing the ball like Luis Severiano.
Okay, look at you.
Yep.
Guys, before we go and let you go, thank you for listening to the Locked In Sports Podcast. Make sure you support Pete White Boxing MMA Gym. We're driving to Pensacola right now to check them out and support Anderson. It's a big fight.
And if you hear this before, it's Thursday, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Tonight, we're going live with our Team Fake Gear family, guys. Check them out at teamfakegear.com. We will be live with them tonight on Facebook Live. It's around 7 o'clock Central Time because we're going Central. So it's going to be around 8:30 Eastern Time for you guys, all right? So check us out. We will go live with them. We might have big breaking news. We don't know. We'll see. But we're going to go check them out, teamfakegear.com. And like always, guys, stay locked in.